Most brands die after the first purchase because they're chasing a $30 cost per acquisition. Supplement, nutrition, and CPG brands in general have a tendency, at least a portion of them, to go after a $30 CPA on their Google Ads campaigns, on their Meta Ads campaigns. And the goal of this video is to show you why that's a huge mistake. I've personally worked with over 100 companies in supplements and nutrition and talked to hundreds, if not thousands, of founders, and a good portion of them are aiming for that $30 number as if it was the optimum number to acquire a customer. And today I broke down the math of why you should focus on something else instead. So let's jump straight into it. So most new brands, they will obsess over CPA. If it's anything above $30, $40, they instantly panic and sometimes even turn off their ad campaigns. But it's not just something happening to you, it's something happening with everyone. The CPAs are going up and they should go up. It's normal in any economy for CPAs in a certain industry to go up over time. If we compare 2017 with 2025, we'll see a big jump in CPMs, CPCs, and CPAs as well. We have more brands, more competition. We have the auctions going up because we have more brands and more competition. We have external factors that make life harder for these platforms, for tracking, for targeting, which like iOS updates and a tendency, especially in Europe, but also worldwide, of more privacy and things like that, but also placements getting more expensive in general. So most brands die after the first purchase because they expect profitability too early, and their business model, their supplement line, their nutrition line, their overall strategy of their brand is based on that first purchase. They really need that to be profitable, and that's a big mistake, at least for most brands in the CPG space. The problem is they're missing the long-term upside, which is where the profitability is found. For example, if we look at great brands, and we have worked with brands doing upwards of 500 million a year, we see that these brands are playing the long game. They are not trying to be profitable upfront. They want to spend more, they want to get more people into their ecosystem, and they want to outbid and outgrow their competitors. So basically what they do, instead of quitting and turning off the ad spend, they adjust, they build systems, and they make sure that those systems make them profitable in the medium to long term, sometimes even in the short term. So things like your email flow and your subscription logic, which you must have if you're running any sort of supplement or CPG brand. You need to increase your AOV so you make as much money as possible on that first purchase. If your AOV is anything below $30, $40, you have a serious problem advertising on Meta and on Google Ads and being able to increase ad spend. So that's a big thing. You need to bundle up, you need to increase AOV, you need to sell 1, 3, 6 options for the customers to choose from and give them a discount for buying more, and better lifetime value tracking as well, which you need to know your numbers, you need to understand your numbers. There's a quote here: you don't scale cheap CPAs, you scale smart backends, because then you can spend much more and you can bid more, and Google and Meta will take your money and will like you more as an advertiser if you can spend more with them, if you can show more ads to their customers, to whoever is searching on the platform. So here's an actual example of how this happens and how you should, what things you should be looking at when making your lifetime value calculations. So if we look at a very realistic scenario, 20% of customers buying again in 30 days, very conservative metrics as well. I made sure to add a very conservative scenario here. You have 15% of those initial customers also converting to subscriptions within a 60-day period. So you have some time to convince them to become a subscriber. And what happens here is you have a $90 CPA, which is theoretically high. You have a $90 CPA and you turn that into $165 $25 in 60 days, which is a very short lifetime value window. So if you have your initial AOV of $70, you have $22 in repeated purchases, you have $73 on average. After 60 days, you have $165 in revenue from that $90 acquisition. So while it looks like you're paying $90 to acquire a customer that pays you $70 on day zero, you're actually getting that customer and getting people in. And because you can have a $90 CPA, because you're willing to have a $90 CPA, Google and Meta will reward you, allowing you to scale much further your campaigns, will reward you with more eyeballs, and more people will buy from you instead from buying from your competitors. And then if you keep those people around, if you make a good job at the back end, if your product is a good product, that's the main thing. There's a lot of people selling low quality supplements out there, but if you do that correctly, you'll be able to, in 60 days, make back 165. So that's what we are aiming for here. That's what Google and Meta want you to do. And here's what unfortunately most brands do. They pause their campaigns after 7 days. They're too quick to make decisions. They don't have any considerable data and they turn it off. Instead of letting it run, letting the campaign structure do its job and tracking the returns over 60 days. You can use softwares like AAA, like Lifetimely, like other softwares as well, to track your profitability and understand your lifetime value. Because especially now and as time go on, paid traffic is always going to be a long game, and the real profit compounds over time. If someone stays with you for 6 months, you only had to pay for them once, and that's where the real scalable business starts, especially in the CPG brand category. You don't scale what's profitable today, you scale what becomes profitable over time. That's what we are aiming for here for most of our brands. We also have brands that are profitable from day one, but that's not a rule, that's an exception. So if your CPA is 87, for example, and your 60-day lifetime value is $165, you're not just breaking even, you are scaling profitably, which is the goal for any brand. So the primary goal of this video was to give you that overview and to make you understand that concept, because a lot of times even our clients here, we have worked with over 100 brands, and some of them still hold that belief that they need to be at a $30 CPA, even the ones that have great niched specific supplements that people stay for a very long time with. So we always want to incentivize them to allow for a higher CPA and scale further and grow faster. So that's what I had for this video. Now, how you can increase your lifetime value, how you can increase your AOV, you see other videos on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed. Now, if you run a supplement or wellness brand or nutrition brand and you want to improve results on Google and YouTube ads, click the first link in the description and book a strategy call. I will show you how we are helping leading brands fiercely scale on Google and how we can do the same for you. So with that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.